me ask you a question. Why did the CIA torture people, lie about it, and then hide it from history?
They claim they saved lives, but what they really did was make it impossible to prosecute.
I vehemently disagree with the narrative here.
Nobody else is going to tell this story.
I would like us to be more than the country that did the report. I'd like us to be the country that made it public. We will not allow this to be covered up.
The report.
I acted alone.
You ever sleep, bro?
I used to. Got in the way of work.
Anything in that bag contain the real names of CIA officers, assets, or partners, or any information that would be in violation of the agreement between the Central Intelligence Agency and the United States Senate.
Have a good night, Jay.
You too, Dan.
Okay, here's what the CIA is claiming. They got bin Laden after using EITs against detainees. They say it all started in 2002 with Abu Zubaydah and a detainee they called Riyad the Facilitator, who tipped them off to Abu Ahmed al-Kuwaiti, who had ties to bin Laden.
But that's not what happened?
The truth is, the CIA was on al-Kuwaiti's phones, emails, identity, long before they captured any detainees. Before they even had an EIT program. Zubaydah told us al-Kuwaiti had nothing to do with bin Laden, same with KSM and the others. But now we have former CIA Director Michael Hayden on the radio saying this all came from EITs, and former Attorney General McCasey is out there saying KSM broke like a dam after waterboarding.
Where is he saying that?
Wall Street Journal. I found a memo. It's from a few months back in March. It's called The Public Rollout. The memo states the agency wanted their PR people to connect the bin Laden raid to intel obtained via EITs before it even happened.
So, if the CIA got bin Laden, then who cares what else it did? If it saved lives, there's no need for accountability.
Exactly. They lied to Bush about the program, and now they're lying to President Obama. This document about bin Laden and the role of EITs, it just isn't true. After the photos of Abu Ghraib came out in 2004, Deputy Director McLaughlin appeared before Congress in front of you and said the CIA is not authorized to do anything like what you've seen in those photos. But what they were doing was even worse. Then in 2005, Senator Rockefeller called for a review of the program, and the Deputy Chief of Counterterrorism got nervous where that might lead. So he sent a message to senior leadership discussing the need to manage the situation. He said, we either get out and sell, or we get hammered. Congress reads it, cuts our authorities, messes up our budget. We need to make sure the impression of what we do is positive. This is the Deputy Chief of Counterterrorism.
That all stays in.
We fundamentally disagree with the assertion that the program was poorly managed and executed, and that unqualified officers imposed brutal conditions, used unapproved techniques, and were rarely held accountable.
What about Mitchell and Jessen?
Mitchell's PhD thesis was on diet and exercise for controlling hypertension. Jessen's dissertation was on family therapy, something called family sculpting, where you make clay figures of your family members.
No,
they had
how much
no
were they
experience in
paid?
real-world interrogations, no science to back up their claims. They were allowed to assess the effectiveness of their own program without providing any scientific evidence.
How much in total did the U.S. taxpayers give them for their work?
Over $80 million.
The agency also disagrees that the detention and interrogation program did not produce unique intelligence that disrupted plots and saved lives. For instance, the identity of Jose Padilla, the dirty bomber. If we hadn't stopped Padilla, this entire area would be radioactive today.
Jose Padilla! Padilla found the instructions for his dirty bomb online. In an article entitled Making and Owning an H-Bomb is the kind of challenge real Americans seek. It says, fill 2 buckets with uranium and swing them above your head as fast as possible. It was a joke. As far as we can tell, everything they attribute to EITs they already had, from other sources, from foreign governments, from other methods. They claim they saved lives, but what they really did was make it impossible to prosecute a mass murderer like KSM, because if what we did to him ever came out in a court of law, the case is over. The guy planned 9/11, and instead of going to jail for the rest of his life, the CIA turned him into a recruiting tool for a war we're still fighting.
After 9/11, everyone was scared.
Possible hijacked plane.
Scared it might happen again.
Obvious terrorist attack.
It was my second day of grad school. Next day, I changed all my classes to national security.
Morning, Dan.
Morning, Senator.
Have you seen the story today in the New York Times?
Evidently, the CIA destroyed tapes of interrogations of Al-Qaeda detainees.
I want to find out what was on the tapes, and why they were destroyed.
No paper.
Paper is a way of getting people in trouble at our place.
At our place, paper's how we keep track of laws. Last night I found this. He's detainee number 24. Have you guys used this thing before?
No, we watched your video.
They waterboarded him 183 times. Everything they got from him was either a lie or something they already had.
If it works, why do you need to do it 183 times?
Maybe when the report comes out, people will finally see that.
I vehemently disagree with the narrative here.
The United States does not torture.
Dan, you need to be careful here.
They can't destroy the documents. They can go after the next best thing. You.
They claim they saved lives, but what they really did was make it impossible to prosecute a mass murderer, because if what we did to him ever came out in a court of law, the case is over. The guy planned 9/11.
We will not allow this to be covered
The
up.
intent is to gain intel, save American lives.
History is written by the victors.
We need to change our approach.
How is that even ethical?
Nothing could be further from the truth.
Democracy is messy.
If the Times had your report,
We would print it tomorrow.
No. If it's going to come out, it's going to come out the right way.